think we got the audio figured out. Hopefully everybody can get logged back in. Let's see what happens here. We're gonna give it a little time. We had a little hiccup there. I tell you what happened was, and my girl figured it out. I had my earbuds plugged in, or they were logged in with my Bluetooth. That was what the problem was. So we're gonna just hang out here. Let's see. It shows this is live, right? We are live. Let's see. Just dragging my feet a little bit here so we can explain to everybody what we're doing. We got a chance to win this snap-on wrench tonight. And hopefully we didn't lose our whole audience because we had to shut down the live. We had no audio. So let's see if we can, I don't even know if it shows me as being live. Let's see what we get. This doesn't show it as live. I'm not sure what that's about. It says we are live, so I guess we are. Anyway, okay, now it's coming up. No, that's the other one that I showed. I'm not sure how you get in. I'm kind of unfamiliar with this software when it comes to the live. So if you would, if you're here, can you comment that you got good audio or not? We had to shut down the live for a bit. We had an issue with the audio, so we lost a big part of the audience. Terry Tough Knuckles. I'm glad you guys made it back. So I made a big mistake. I had my earbuds logged on the Bluetooth. For some reason, my earbuds, when I take them out, they don't disconnect and they stay connected, and I had no volume because of that. So we're gonna drag our feet just a little bit. Hopefully we lost a big part of our audience right there because I shut it off. I thought that it was a problem with the software. And even on my computer now, I don't even see me as live, so I can't pull it up on a big screen, which is fine. We'll get through it. So we got like 24 people in a room right now, so I'm going to explain what we're doing tonight. So we're going to do an automotive trivia kind of thing. There are going to be questions. When you get a question correct, we're going to spin a wheel, and that's the bonus round. If you land on the go big slice of the wheel, you're gonna win one of these. I was gonna give away one. So if you guys would you rather have infinite? No, I don't want to answer that stuff. Okay, so would you rather this be the bonus round to win? This is drip art that I've done. So I got a purple one and I got a red one. Would you rather me auction off the purple or the red? So if you would put in the comments purple or red, so I get some feedback from everybody that's here in the live. Purple, okay, I got a purple so far. I got one purple. Anybody else got any options? So the bonus round will happen is when you get a question correct, you'll get to spin the wheel. If it lands on go big, you win the bonus round. Once somebody wins the bonus round artwork, then that'll be the end of the bonus round because I only have 2 of them. And I'm going to pay shipping on all this stuff. And so this is the main giveaway tonight. At the end of the live, once we fill up the wheel, we're going to spin the wheel. And then whoever this lands on is going to get a snap-on wrench actually sent to their house free of charge. Okay, so if you have friends that need a snap-on wrench, Share this live if you would. We need to get enough. We need to at least have 18 to 20 people in the room or the live won't work very good. Greetings from New York. I'm a new subscriber. Hey, Scout. Hey, thanks for your subscription. I really appreciate. You know, if anything, that's what I really appreciate is everybody's subscriptions. And we're gonna start. I'm gonna start about a quarter, like 15 or 20 after, just so we can hopefully get enough people in the room. Because right now we only have 3 people in the room, and it's hard to do. It's hard to do the contest if we don't have enough people. But we'll figure out something. It won't matter at the end. If we only have 3 people in here, I'm gonna put 3 names on this board and spin it, and one of you is gonna win this wrench. So hang around because we're gonna give away this snap-on wrench at no cost to you. It's a Blue Point 11/16. It's not brand new, but these wrenches are vintage, and this one's in really good condition. This is about a $40 to $50 wrench. So, you know, if you need a snap-on wrench, everybody needs a snap-on wrench. Who doesn't need a snap-on wrench, right? So anyway, I'm going to start doing these lives once a week, and we're going to give away some kind of tool every time, hopefully. So if you guys would, give me your subscription, you know, so we can, so you'll get notified. And when you do the subscriptions, you got to ring that little bell thing, or you won't get notified when there's another live coming or there's videos being posted on that. And we had a little hiccup today in the beginning. We had no audio. Do not mind waiting. It will make it more interesting and fun. Thank you, Scout. I appreciate you saying that because I kind of worry about people leaving the room. And I'll tell you, maybe I'll tell you a funny story while we're sitting here waiting for everybody to hit the room. And for those of you that just joined the room, we're giving away this snap-on wrench. It is used, but it's about a $40 to $50 value. And also, I'm going to give away some artwork tonight. I'm going to give away one of these drip arts. I think we're going to do the purple one. If you have a preference, if you would you put on in the comments purple or red? So far, everybody, I've heard purple. So this will be the bonus round. So every time you get a question right, you get a chance to win this. So that'll work out good. So I'll tell a little funny story where we're sitting here. So my background is I've been an automotive technician for 40 years. I like the purple. That's everybody. It sounds like everybody likes the purple, so we'll do the purple. I've been an automotive repair technician for 40 years. I worked my way up into management. I retired at 55, and then I went back to work after I had a tragedy in my life, so I had to go back to work. So anyway, I have a lot of experience in auto repair, and that's what our channel's about. All our videos about automotive and doing repairs, and I got a OBS 92 4F250 right now that we're restoring. I got an old Harley we've been working on. I got so I got a lot of projects going on that we're filming and making content about those things all the time. So if you would, go check out our channel. We have one video that actually got 283,000 views about vice grips. So we're gonna start. There's quite a few videos about toolage and that kind of stuff, and then some teaching kind of stuff. But let me tell you a real quick funny story. One time I was working in a shop, and this guy come in, and I did some work on his car. So the next day he came back and he said, "Hey, my car's making a funny noise." So I said, "Well, let's go check it out." He goes, "Yeah, ever since you worked on it," he goes, "it's making this funny noise." Oh, really, Scout? That's awesome to hear. And if I interrupt, I try to get everybody's comments as they're going. So anyway, the guy says, it's making a funny noise. It's never made that noise before. So he's kind of like blaming me that his car's making this noise. So I said, "Well, let's go look at it." So I jump in the car, and he goes, "Yeah, it started making a noise and it won't stop." I said, "Just sitting here, you can hear it?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Well, let's listen." And I listen, and I could hear this funny noise going, and it's coming out of the console. So I'm like, okay, well, it's in the console. I can hear something in the console. So I open the thing up, I go digging around in there, and he had one of those nose trimmers that had turned on inside his console. It was making noise in the console, and he was convinced that it was something that I had done to his car while I was working on it. So I thought that was a pretty good, funny story. Do you know how to drive a manual? Parents said it was stupid. I daily drive a manual car, but I love it. Yeah, actually, I made all my kids learn how to drive manual transmissions because there's a reason for that. Where we live, I live up in Northern California, so a lot of times you're way up in the mountains doing stuff, cutting wood or whatever. And a lot of people do this kind of stuff. And you got to remember that if you ever have an emergency situation and you need to, somebody gets hurt and the only vehicle that's available is a manual transmission and you don't know how to drive it, you're in a bad spot. You know, somebody could lose their life because you don't know how to drive a manual transmission. And yeah, so I have my I have my I had my commercial license for many years for truck driver because it was required for my job. So yeah, I can drive a manual transmission for sure. And it's good that you know how to drive a manual transmission. It's very important. And I see a lot of people leaving the chat, but we're going to give away the Snap-on wrench today. It'll come to you in the mail. No cost to you. It's going to be $50 value. You won't have to pay the shipping or nothing. If you win at the end of this live, we're going to do a trivia, and then at the end of the trivia, we're going to give away this wrench. So we're going to try to start doing that once a week. We're going to try to give away a tool once a week. This is a used tool, but if you go to eBay and just look up this wrench right now, it's about $40 or $50 for this wrench. So, and the only reason I'm giving it away is because I have a Snap-on 11/16 already. And anytime, I don't know if you guys know, but if you can see that right there, see where it says Blue Point? Blue Point are Snap-on wrenches. If you're at a yard sale or you're at anywhere and you see a Blue Point wrench, pick it up because you're buying a Snap-on wrench. They're just stamped as Blue Point, but they are made by Snap-on. Doing all change, tire, pump your own gas before we got our license. Yeah, I made all my kids do that. And I have two daughters, and I made them both learn how to change a tire. And anytime I was working on their car, I made them come out there and stand right next to me and hand me stuff and, hold the flashlight. You know how that goes. Hold the flashlight. So, but yeah, they've learned a lot by doing that. Oh, thanks. DRG plays games. I appreciate your subscription. That's that's something that we really appreciate is people's subscription because we're just trying to get some traction on the channel. We've done fair with the channel, but we're just trying to create an audience. We're trying to create more of a community. And even yeah, that's the truth. Anymore, hardly anybody knows how to drive a manual transmission. And honestly, when I buy stuff, I'd rather have a manual transmission because they hardly ever fail. Automatic transmissions fail all the time. But manuals are just gears. They're just gears and hypo gear oil in there. There's not much that can go wrong with a manual transmission. They got some bearings and some they got some forks, and they're pretty basic. It's hard for something to happen with a manual transmission. And a lot of people don't like manuals because they say, oh, the clutch is going to burn out, and then I got to do the clutch. Well, you know what? Clutch is nothing compared to putting in a brand new, $4,000 automatic transmission. And, actually manual transmissions get better gas mileage. So I think, I like a manual transmission. Unfortunately, all three of my cars right now are automatics. But my bikes, I got all my bikes. My bikes are all still manual. I don't think they make an automatic Harley yet. They might with this new generation coming up. I don't know. New York and New Jersey are permanently automatic. You can, yeah. Yeah, I like having a manual trim. If I have my options, I'm gonna do that. Well, we're at 6:18. We're gonna wait around till 6:30. If you guys would share this live out to your friends and people, it'd be nice to get 20 people in here because otherwise, um, we're gonna be answering questions with three of us here, and it's gonna be kind of tough. Either way, we're giving away the wrench tonight. It doesn't matter how many people show up. But anyway, it'd be nice if we could share the live out to your feeds on your Facebook pages and your friends list and that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll get some traction with the live before we get going, and we can just do these questions are kind of fun, and they're ones that I just thought up in my head, that are kind of you can learn something along the process, and we'll see how it goes. So Scout, this looks like there's just a couple of us in here right now. We only got 2 people. We got 4 people in the room. So those of you that are joining right now, we're gonna do a trivia and we're gonna give away a Snap-on wrench tonight. So if you just hang out and stick with us, we're gonna do some fun automotive trivia, and then the answers of those questions will go on a board and you can win. And we're giving away this artwork too. So this will, if no one hits, if we don't get a lot of people in the room, I'm gonna give this away to somebody. So we'll make it worth your while for spending your time here with us tonight. And remember, start putting this out there with your friends and stuff, your mechanics or people about the lives, because we're gonna start doing a live. Hey, thanks for the hearts, appreciate that. We're gonna start doing this. I don't have Cash App. I don't. I probably should, but I don't. You can do super likes in here. Somebody told me that there's a way you can do super likes and then you get like some cash for it or whatever. Woo Israel. So anyway, we're gonna go through these trivia questions, and these are all ones that I just came up in my head that just from years and years of working on stuff, and we'll go through them, and then whoever. Yeah, I did the painting. Yes, I did. It's a drip art painting, and so yes, that is my art. So anyway, we're gonna go through these, and we'll just we'll just wing it. However many people we have in, we have one person at the end of this. That one person's going to win a Snap-on wrench. But if you would, we're going to start trying to do this once a week, if I can. I want to try to figure out, and what we're going to do, I don't have my hat on tonight, but our channel is called Go Big Garage, and we're going to have some Go Big t-shirts made up. And we're going to start giving away those Go Big t-shirts on the lives. Some kind of contest type thing where you can win a t-shirt. Every time you come to the live, you'll be able to win something on the live every week. So we're thinking about doing some medium or large shirts for Go Big Garage. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's do a little one trivia question and we'll see. It seems like we're going to be light on people tonight, so probably what's going to happen, whoever's here at the end of the live, I'm going to put your names on the board and we're going to spin the wheel. And whoever wins it, because I appreciate you being here. So here's the question. Let's see how many of you will get this one. What 2 vehicles have the spare under the hood? There's 2 vehicle makes that store the spare tire under the hood. What are they? And that's what we're gonna try to, and I just think that we're not gonna have enough people in here to worry about what the answers are. But we'll just keep track anyway. So just in case we get a lot of late viewers, we can be fair about it. So anybody have any ideas of the 2 vehicle manufacturers where the spare tire goes under the hood? The first person to answer that question is in for the drawing. So think about it. Spare tire, who would store a spare tire Not in the trunk, but under the hood. There's actually two of them. One's made, and I think they're both Japanese made. Quantity over quality. Oh, cool. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to say Subaru and Toyota maybe. You got one of them. Subaru. Thomas Foster, Volkswagen. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put Thomas Foster. We're going to put you on the board. And then, and Scout, you're on there, buddy. You got one right. So here's how we're gonna do the bonus round. So every time somebody gets a question correct, I'm gonna spin this, and if it lands on go big, you're gonna win the artwork. So here, let's do this real quick. I'm gonna bear with me because I'm learning all these controls on this camera. So I gotta flip that around. Okay, there we go. Can you guys see the spinning wheel? So if you look right there, you see where it says go big? Let me get a better shot of this. Right there where it says go big, if it lands on that right now, we'll flip a coin between you two that answered and you'll win the artwork. If it doesn't land on that, then we go right back to the next question. So let's go ahead and give it a spin. Good luck to you. I hope you win. And I appreciate you guys being here with me tonight. I know you're taking time out of your night to do this. And we'll get a better wheel going too. I put this thing together pretty fast tonight just to get things, because I was working on my truck and I got a video I've been trying to do. Let's see, there goes go big. Is it gonna happen? Oh, let's see if it's gonna make it back around. No. Okay, well, you had your chance at the bonus round. So you see how that's gonna work? Is that we'll wait till it stops because I seen how it backed up. So next time we'll make sure that it stopped before we do anything. Okay. So you guys did not win the bonus round that time. Okay, we're gonna come back to, I'm gonna flip this back around so you can see my mug, and we'll go to the next question. And I'll teach you a little bit of something about this as we go, because there's some kind of neat things in here. Now this is one that's a lot of people will see if you know it. What 3-voltage batteries are common in the automotive and truck industries? There's 3 different voltages. What are they? Any guesses? One's really obvious. The second one's pretty obvious. I actually like the wheel. Okay, thanks. The middle looked like a big eyeball when I was doing it today. I was like, it kind of looks like an eyeball. I don't know. I did it pretty fast though. So what are the 3 voltages that are common in the automotive and truck industry right now? So you put a battery in, what is the voltage? 3 different ones that you can see, you might see. And that's kind of what we're doing with our channel. You know, if you don't know a lot about automotive, come, check us out, because I'm going to start doing, I started a podcast called What It Is, and I'll just go through things and explain to you what they are. 6 volt, 12 volt, almost. Thomas Foster, you got 2 out of 3. If somebody beats you to it, they're gonna be able to spin. So we're gonna wait a little bit and see if we get some other guesses. What are the 3 voltages in the automotive industry right now that are common? There's 3 different voltages. And Thomas Foster got 2 out of the 3. One of them you kind of did get in a way, but it's not a battery. They don't run a 5-volt battery. Maybe like on a remote or something. No, it's close. You're close. Some of the electrics, I gotta kind of give you some leadway here, because some of the electrics can be 48 volt. But the automotive industry, basic automotive, truck and car, So I'm gonna give it to you, Foster, just because you got 2 out of the 3. So the third one is 24 volt. 24 volt is usually in the big trucks. So a lot of times in the big trucks, you'll see 2 batteries in there, and they're wired in series. Yes, in series, so it's 24 volts. Yeah, so it's 6, 12, 24. And then now all the electric cars, you know, they got all kinds of crazy voltages on those. But anyway, there's that part. Okay, we're gonna spin the wheel again, see if you hit the bonus round, win that purple piece of passion. Here we go, let me flip this around and I'll give it a spin. Here we go, good luck to you, Foster. I hope you win. Hopefully next time we can get some more traction. It's nice when you get like 20, 30, 40, 50 people in at a time. I'm trying to figure out a way to just get the word out there, you know, where people know that we're going to do the live. Here we go. There goes Go Big again. There's Go Big. Is it going to make it? Oh, maybe it'll go around one more time. It's close. It's close. It's close. Oh, okay, you missed out on the bonus round. That was close though. Okay, I'll flip you back this way, tilt you back up. I'm getting this camera thing kind of down. I bought me a nice tripod for my camera now, so it works out pretty good. And you know, the camera, doing it vertical makes it tough because you don't get a very good video this way. But they pump it out onto the live so you get more people coming in there. So that's pretty cool. For those of you that just joined, we're giving away a snap-on wrench tonight on a spin wheel if you answer a question correctly. Automotive related. The first person to get the answer goes on the board. Okay, here we go. What does LED stand for? LED. What are the 3 letters of LED and what do they stand for? Because it's not a light bulb. A lot of people think they're light bulbs. They're not a light bulb. So what is your answers? What is an LED and what does the LED stand for? What does the abbreviation of LED stand for? Any ideas? Now don't be Googling it because I know you guys are over there Googling, oh, what's LED? What's LED? You got to answer it. You got to give a good answer, like a really honest answer. Where are you guys from, by the way? If you would, in the comments, tell me where you're from. I'm here in Northern California. Oh, one of you already said you're New York, I believe. I think that's, yeah, one of you said New York. So what does LED stand for? The abbreviation LED, lighting, what does LED stand for? And I'll teach you something about LEDs after we get an answer here. Does anyone have any? Hello from Columbia, Missouri. Oh, Missouri. My daughter lives in Tennessee. Yeah, I've had friends that lived out in Missouri in the South. So we don't have no guesses on LED, what it's for. You can make an announcement on going live and giveaways on your social media, especially TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, I wasn't sure on TikTok how you can do. I wasn't sure if I could post on TikTok that I'm going live on YouTube. There's all kinds of weird rules with TikTok. I don't really care for TikTok because of that. But I usually post a little video prior to the live saying, hey, we're going to be going live in 5 or whatever, you know. And the notifications are supposed to go out to the people that have subscriptions. But if you don't ring that little bell thing, you don't get the subscriptions. I figured that out. So anyway. All right. No answers on LED, huh? Stumped you guys? Make a video. Yeah, I did that. Actually, we had like 25 or 30 people in the room when we first started, and my audio was dead. And I had my earbuds logged in on my Bluetooth and I didn't realize it. So anyway, maybe next time we'll get a better, more traction. But that's better off for you guys. If there are only 4 of you in here, somebody's going to win dang wrench tonight. I'm stumped. Okay, LED stands for light emitting diode. So LEDs, that's why they last so long, because LEDs are not a light bulb, they're a diode. But I'll teach you something about diodes that'll save you a lot of trouble if you're ever working on one. LEDs are polarity sensitive. So in other words, there's a positive and a negative. And if you hook up a LED light backwards where the positive's on a negative and a negative's on a positive, it will not light. And you'll chase your tail trying to figure out why. And the problem is you got the polarity wrong. So if you're ever working on an LED like a trailer or something, and you just put a bulb in there or put a new light on and it won't come on, and you check the power and the ground and everything's good, reverse the wires, you got the polarity wrong. That's why it's not coming on. Okay, there's a little bit of, I should have known that. My hubby is a union electrician. Yeah, well, you know what? You just learned something. If you ever have a problem with the LED on a vehicle, LEDs are, they're polarity sensitive. So anyway, okay, let's go with, this one. I'm gonna teach you something that a lot of people get in trouble on. And that is, what is a typical color of the ground on a battery? What is the color on the ground on a battery? So you have two big cables going to the battery. What is the ground's color? Any, somebody, that's not very nice. What is the color of the ground on a battery? Typically, it's not always true. Scout, black. You got the answer right. I'm going to tell you a little something, then we're going to spin the wheel for you for the bonus round. Maybe you're going to end up winning that piece of artwork. So for those that aren't here, that just showed up, we're giving away this artwork as the bonus round. So if you get an answer correct, you get to spin the wheel. If it lands on go big, you win this. So Scout got that correctly, so we're going to spin the wheel for this piece of artwork for that. But let me tell you a little story about the ground and a battery now to teach you something. Typically it is black, but what can happen, and I've seen it happen before in the automotive industry, somebody will change a cable and they go to get the cable and there's no black cable, so they put a red cable on there. So always don't ever use the color of the cable to figure out power and ground. I'm going to teach you a really quick trick, and you can try it tonight or tomorrow. Go check it out. I'll confirm this for you. When you look at a battery, the negative, which is the ground, is always smaller. The positive's bigger. If you look at the post on the top of the battery, when you look at the post on the top of the battery, the positive is big. And that should be a red cable. So if you look at the little one, which is the ground, and it's red, that is not positive. That's ground. So don't use colors. What I tell people when you get in a situation like that where somebody's put a red cable on the ground, take a piece of black tape and wrap that cable up, because it's easy for people to get that wrong and go to hook up a battery to jumper it, and they got it hooked up backwards or whatever. Okay, we're going to flip this around and we're going to give it a spin, and maybe you'll win that piece of purple passion, man. Here we go. I really hope you win. 1, 2, 3. Appreciate you guys that are here being here, and those that just showed up, we're going to be giving away a snap-on wrench tonight. So, if it's worth $50 for you to hang around to the end of the live, you could. It's not going to cost you anything. It's going to get shipped to your house. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, there goes Go Big. You almost had it. Dang. We're going to give that thing away. Let's see. Maybe it'll back up. No, that's it. All right. That was a good job, though. Your pop would be proud for sure. I'd be proud. Get this thing straight. I'm looking all cockeyed. All right, here we go. What is the measurement on an electrical meter for continuity? What would you measure? I messed that up. I just gave it away. Go on to the next question. Where is the proper tire pressure spec on a vehicle? Most people will get this wrong. Most mechanics will get this wrong. So if you're going to put air in a tire and you're not sure what pressure to put in it, where would you find that information at? Where's the most accurate place to find that? You're going to put air in the tire, you got the gauge out, you're going to fill it up. Where would you find the accurate pressure for your tire to put in the tire? Where would you find that? Here we go. Oh, you nailed it, man. Driver's door. Most people, believe it or not, think it's on the tire. I've seen so many people do that. What happens is you'll get a tire that is for a lot of different vehicles, and they'll look at that maximum PSI. That is not the correct place to find tire pressure. It is on the driver's door, and it actually is in the owner's manual too. And I work for a big fleet. I've been a fleet manager. I work for a government agency for 25 years, and we used to take a paint pen and write really big what the PSI is, so you don't have to search for it. Good job, Scout. Here we go. We're going to spin that sucker again. Yep, sorry about that. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, that was close. You almost had it. Yeah, I did pay attention sometimes. Yeah, when I dropped the phone, I hit the mute button. So close. That's okay. Somebody's gonna win something tonight, that's for sure. We only have 4 of you in here. 50% of you is gonna win something. That Snap-on wrench, man, is a good deal. It really is. Okay. If you guys would, and the reason why I keep trying to give you to put comments down, it just helps the algorithm and it helps our channel a little bit when people like give gifts and all that stuff. Anyway, if you would, in the comments, would you put down what kind of vehicle you drive? It doesn't have to be exact, just GM, Ford, Chrysler, import, Mercedes, whatever. I drive a Ford F-150 pickup, and I got I'm working right now on a 92 Ford F-250 with a 7.3 non-turbo motor on it. I'm gonna rebuild that whole thing to haul a trailer with. It's coming out pretty good. Okay, so here we go. We're on number 7. What are the 3 angles in a front end alignment? There's 3 angles that they set when you get your front end aligned. Do you know what they are? If you do, post it below. Scout's been killing it tonight. Me and an Equinox. Hubby drives a Colorado. That's pretty. Those Colorados I like because they're easy to tow with a motorhome. A lot of people tow those with a motorhome. So I have a 92 Harley Davidson, say again. The question again is, what are the 3 angles that are adjustable in a front end alignment? There's 3 angles when you have your front end aligned. Do you know what they are? And I'll explain what they are once we give everybody a chance to have a response. He has over 300 thoughts, pretty good. Yeah. That 7.3 that I just got, they say that motor will go 1,000,000 miles. There's people that have gotten 1,000,000 miles. That 7.3 liter Ford diesel motor, if you ever get a chance to get one, buy it, because man, they just last forever. So it looks like you're the only one in here right now, so I'll just give up the bacon. So the 3 angles for front end alignment is caster, camber, and toe. And what caster toe is the way the tires are towed in a little bit like that. So as the car goes faster, it pulls it straight. So that's called toe. And camber is how the tire is tilted out or in. And ideally you want camber at 0, but you know, there's usually a speck of a couple degrees on camber. And caster is how they rotate front and back. So those are the 3 angles that are adjusted in a front alignment. And usually the caster doesn't wear a tire. So if you have tire wear, it's usually the toes off or the camber's off. So there's a little bit of tidbit of information for you. Okay, here's some bolt information. You're going to learn all kinds of stuff tonight, Scout. You're probably going to go home with a snap-on wrench because you're the only one here. I got to figure out how to get more people involved in the lives, which I don't mind giving the wrench away to whoever because I appreciate you coming here and spending your time. But I got to figure out a way to share the lives where we get more traction. How many lines? So on the top of a bolt, there's different grades of bolts, American standard bolts, and there's little lines, little dashes on them. And on a grade 8 bolt, how many lines are on a grade 8 bolt? How many slash lines are on a grade 8 bolt? For those of you that are in here, everyone that gets the answer right are going to end up in the drawing. 3, close. Anybody got an answer for that? How many lines are on a grade 8 bolt? If you get on the wheel tonight, at the end of the live, you have a chance of winning a snap-on wrench. So do we have any other guesses that want to get into the drawing to win the wrench? I'm going to give it just a second. We don't get no other answers, no guesses. And the other thing is, when you get a correct guess, you get to spin for this piece of artwork too. So if you get the right answer, you're going to get a chance to win this. And at the end of the live, you're going to get a chance to win a snap-on wrench. You have to be present to win the snap-on wrench. Okay. So anyway, a grade 8 bolt has 5 lines on the top of it. When you look at the top of the bolt, there'll be these little slash lines. So a grade 8 actually has five lines on it. So for the 4 of you that are in here, if you get an answer correct, you get to spin for this, and it's no shipping, costs you nothing. It's going to get shipped. I'm going to pay the shipping. Yeah, I'm not going to answer that. So at the end of the live, if you make it onto this board with the correct answer, then we're going to you have a chance to win the wrench. Okay. If you were using a hacksaw, what type of material would you be cutting if you're using a hacksaw? What type of material is a hacksaw used for? Does that mean I have a chance? Okay, there you go, Chris. You have a chance now because you just actually, the first person to answer correctly was Chris with metal. You're correct. So this is how it's going to work, Chris. We're going to flip you around like this. You can see this, and you see where it says Go Big, because that's the name of our channel, Go Big Garage. And because Chris answered first, Scout, he's going to get a chance at this. And so this is what we're spinning for right now. It's called a bonus round. You're going to be spinning for this piece of artwork. So here we go. We're going to spin. If it lands on Go Big, you win the artwork. Good luck to you. So we got 5 people in the room now. If you guys hang out, I'm gonna show you here in a second after we're done here. Let's see if somebody's gonna win that piece of artwork. Ooh, it's gonna be close. No, will it make it all the way back around? Was it gonna make it? Oh, it was close. Maybe, let's see. No, not quite. Okay, we'll wait till it stops. Every time we do this, gonna wait till it stops moving because it backs up just a little bit. All right, good try, Chris. You almost won the artwork, but here's what we're giving away tonight. This 11/16 blue point snap-on wrench, and at the next at the end of the live, we're gonna spin this for this wrench, and whoever wins it, I'm gonna ship it to them. Bring me the next question. Okay. Get ready, guys, because Chris, I can tell he's ready to go, man. He wants to win. What year was a Harley Davidson established? What year did Harley Davidson start? First person to answer correctly gets to spin the wheel for the artwork. So Chris is now, let me make sure I got everybody on the list. You got to be present to run the wrench too. We had a couple people that were on there that don't be Googling. 1093. No, that's wrong. I'm sure that's a typo. We'll give you another chance to answer. 1903. Yes, sir. That's correct. Okay, Chris, you're spinning again, brother. Here we go. For the artwork, the Purple Passion. Let's see what happens. Good luck to you. I hope you win. I Googled. Yeah, I figured. So my answer out, I cheated. Okay. At least you're honest. At least you're honest. That's pretty cool. Scout answered 1900. Give it to Scout. Okay. We're going to give Scout another chance. How's that? Here you go, Scout. Even though you got the answer wrong, your buddy over there cheated you, so we're going to let you spin. So this is for the Purple Passion, Scout. Good luck. Hey, thanks for being honest, Chris. I'm just wondering if it was for that snap-on wrench, if you would have been that honest. I wonder. Here we go, here we go. Let's see where we land. Somebody's gonna win that thing tonight. We don't have very many people in here tonight. I'm probably just gonna flip a coin and give it away. Oh, it was close. Super close. Ended up on 4. That was close. Yeah, Chris is honest. I appreciate him being honest. All right, back to it. Oh, I gotta turn this the right way. Sorry about that. Okay, get to look at my mug again. I'm so good looking. I love looking at myself. You want the scene? That's the same spot. I want that wheel calibrated. Here, okay, let's spin it one time just to see. Hang on. Because I did that before we started this. I spun it about 10 times because I hung it on the wall and it was wanting to go to the same spot because of the weight was going down. But with it flat, it was pretty good. Okay, so we're on 4. Let's just spin it just to see. I'm going to. Okay, sorry. Yeah, big fingers, little screen, big fingers. That sucks. There we go. We're back. I touched the little thing on the. Anyway, what do you think? You want to spin it again? Are you happy with the calibration? I could put a little drag on it or something. We could lower the needle down till it touches. Let's go. All right. Let's see if any of you know this. No Google in there, Chris. Sound is back. Good. Yeah, I touched the button. Too fat of fingers. Okay, I'm getting better at it though. Where were the original vice grips built? State and city and country. Vice grips, where were they built? See, if you guys were watching my channel, you know the answer to this because I made a really nice video about this. You need to go back and to watch my video about vice grips. So let's just go city and country, or state and country. What state and what country? You can't go from what, Mel, to those tough questions. Michigan, that was a good guess. That's still not right. See, now if you guys have been watching my channel, you'd know this information. You would have known like that. Okay, I'm going to give you the answer just so you know. And Santa, is that you, my brother? Hell yeah, it is. You better watch it. You're gonna get a sack of rocks for Christmas. I just found you this evening. Well, that's cool. I appreciate you finding me. We're gonna do these lives. We're gonna try to do more of these lives like once a week. I'm gonna try to do them on the weekends once a week. But I got some other video stuff I do, so it takes up a little bit of my time. So the vice grips were made in DeWitt, Nebraska, United States. And it was actually, the vice grips were created by a guy that was from, I'm thinking Netherlands. He was the original, creator of the vice grip. But the original ones, like if you look at a set and they say originals, they'll say actually DeWitt, Nebraska on them, made in USA. You got my sub, Santa. I was way off. Well, I appreciate you subscribing. And if you guys would, when we do these lives, share them out to your friends because it makes it more fun. Makes it, you don't want to have two people in the live and you're giving away two gifts. That doesn't make it exciting for anybody. So any of you that are just dropping in here, we're giving away this snap-on wrench tonight. Somebody's going to win this wrench tonight. All right. So here we go. This is kind of an interesting question that most people will get wrong, and I'll give you some history on it. Which engine came first, the electric motor car or the gas-powered car? What car was first? What engine first was put in a vehicle? Chris, you got it right. And I'll tell you, and there's another question coming that's related to that. So here we go, Chris. Let's spin the wheel, baby. I'm gonna spin this thing hard just to see where it ends up. So prior to like the Ford, the Model A's, most cars were electric cars. Most cars were electric. And the reason, I'll tell you what revolutionized the probably Ford. I'd say you're full of it. I'm willing to say that, yeah, your eyes are brown, man. That's all I'm gonna say. There's four went by, 4's there. Uh-oh, I'm gonna eat crow. That was close. 4 or 7. It was a 5. Maybe we ought to throw a little weight on there or something. Hey, let's do this real quick just to because we want to make sure that, what I was thinking about doing, this might work, is to go like this and just put a little tension on the wheel and see, because that'll overcome where it's, you know what I'm saying? Let's try that just to see. Let's give it a spin. Let me tell you about the electric car though. What revolutionized the gas engine was, and we'll spin that here in a second. What revolutionized, pretty close, you were sweating, I was sweating. What revolutionized the gas engine was the electric starter motor. And the reason being was a lot of women could not drive the gas-powered cars because before the electric starter motor, they had to be cranked with a handle. And it was really dangerous, and people broke their arms and all kinds of stuff trying to get them started. You see them old cars where they put the crank on there and they're going like that to get it fired up? That's because they didn't have electric motors at the time. So once the electric motor was developed, the gas engine took off, because that meant that, you know, anybody could get in there. You didn't have to crank it. You could just turn the key and it would start. You know, so the electric starter motor revolutionized the automotive industry. And I'll tell you a little tidbit about the Model A's that a lot of people don't know. When they first started building Model A's, the gas was gravity fed down to the engine. And so what happened, yeah, wind up cars, absolutely. And on the Model A's, what would happen, because they were gravity fed, if you went up a really long, steep hill, over time they'd run out of gas because the gas couldn't run uphill. So what they would do to overcome that is the drivers would turn the car around and they would drive up the hill in reverse. So the gas would still get to the carburetor, and then once they got up over the hill, they turned the car around. So that's how far we've came, you know. Hey, let's spin this to see if it's any better now, because I put the needle down on the paper, so I'm thinking maybe it might be a little better. Let's spin it and see what it does. Because that'll overcome the light spot where it wants to keep stopping on its own. I was afraid of that when I set this thing up. See, that's a little better, huh? What do you think? Let's do it again just to see. By having a little tension on that wheel, it won't allow it to go to the heavy spot of the wheel. I think that's a little better. What do you think? Yeah, it is interesting. And also the other thing that people that haven't ridden in older cars, that's just starting to show my age. I'm not that old, but I've been around a lot of old cars. The old cars were actually they had vacuum wiper blades on them. So they would go really fast like this, and then when you would step on the gas real hard, yeah, it is better, huh? I'm kind of a mechanic, so I can figure that stuff out. So the vacuum, so the wiper blades on the older cars around the 40s and 50s, they had a vacuum pump on them, and the vacuum was created by the engine. And they didn't have no one-way check valves or nothing. So what would happen at an idle, the wipers would just go like crazy. And then when you'd step on it, they'd slow down. And then if you went full throttle, they'd just stop until you got off the throttle, and then they would start wiping again. I had a 51 Chevy pickup that was like that. You know, if you went up a big hill, you lost your wipers because they were vacuum operated. Anywhere, there's some very useful information for you. All right, here we go. 12, 13. Okay. Now, if you've been paying attention, you'll know the answer to this. What is the name of our YouTube channel? I put some of these in there for people that didn't have no wipers in there. Yeah, exactly. So what's the name of our YouTube channel? I put some of these in there for if we had people didn't have any automotive background, they could answer and still have a chance to win. So what's the name of our YouTube channel? I have to go to bed. Have a great night. Keep up the great content. Good luck. Hope you want to know. Hey, Chris, thanks for that super like. I appreciate that. I really do. And come back next week. I hope you win. And, if we only end up with 1 or 2 people at the end, hey, thank you so much. I so appreciate that. It just makes it a little worth my while. I can go look for another tool to give away next week, That's where that money will go, and I appreciate that for sure. Okay. So at the end, if we only got 1 person here, hey, let me make sure I get the names right, because that's Chris. So Chris, if you're not gone already, if you would, I'm trying to figure out the best way for you to. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to get your guys's how to get your address to keep it more where it's under the radar. I'm from Vinny from South Florida. Welcome to the live, Vinny. We're just doing some question and answers. Every time you get an answer right, you get to spin the wheel. If you land on Go Big, you win some artwork. We're giving away this for artwork, and at the end of the live, whoever's here, you have to be present for the live. We're going to have a chance to win this snap-on wrench. So there you go. I'm trying, I haven't really thought about is how am I going to get everybody's address that I got to send these things to? I was thinking, I'll just give you my email and you email me. I'll give you my email. I have a couple different ones, so this one's pretty secure. So I'll give you, I have one that I use just for that kind of stuff. I have no friend. Wow, cool. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So here's what we're doing. We're doing questions and answers. We're gonna do these once a week. We're gonna give away tools. We're gonna give away artwork. So this one right here, if you get a question correct, you get to spin the wheel. And at the end of the live, whoever's still here that has answered a correct question, they will get a chance to win the Snap-on wrench. So here we go. Now you guys got here when all the easy questions shows up. So get ready because these are pretty easy. Here we go. Get ready. Get your fingers ready because it's going to be a quick one. Canyon Video said hi. How you doing? Welcome to the live. So we're giving away a Snap-on wrench tonight. If you get the answer correct, you get to spin the wheel for some artwork. At the end of the live, we're going to give away a Snap-on wrench that's worth about $40, $50. You can put your email in the description. Yeah, I thought about doing that, but I think I'll just do it here on the live so not everybody and their brother gets to see it. I'm kind of weird like that. I don't know. Here we go. How many wheels are on a trike? How many wheels are on a trike? First person to answer is going to spin the wheel for some artwork. How many wheels? 3. Scout, you got it. Here we go, Scout, spinning that wheel. Hope you win. I think that works a little better now too with that down. 1, 2, 3. If it lands on go big, you won the artwork, Scout. Oh, we're just going to keep on going. I thought of a story. I've been trying to tell you guys little stories as we go to make it interesting. No artwork for Scout. Yeah, not yet. Give her some time. She's going to go home with some artwork. She keeps going the way she is. For those of you that just entered, if you get a question correct, you get on the board and you get to be entered for the drawing. I have a story too. Iron Man, best story ever. What was I just telling you guys about? Was about the so I was working in this shop and we goof around with each other, you know, and this one guy used to always mess with me when I'm working on stuff, and I had a vehicle up on the lift and I was doing a tire rotation. So I took the tire off and I set it down right here. I didn't lay it down, just let it set, kind of balanced it. And I did the other ones. I came back around, I went to put the tire back on and the tire was gone. And I was like, man, Robert, you're always messing around, you know. So I'm looking around, looking for him. I thought he stole my tire. And in my shop where I work, it's a gradual downhill down to this building down there where they do trainings for the teachers. And I looked down there, and here's this tire. It had started rolling. It rolled out of the shop. It went down the hill, and I'm standing there looking at it going, oh my God. It hit the curb. It bounced over the curb and hit a tree just in time so it didn't roll down there and take somebody out. So I learned that day, lay tires down flat. Do not put them up on their edges because you could kill somebody. I told everybody in the shop, I'd see them do that. I said, don't do that. Lay it down, man. That thing will roll out the door. Okay, here we go. Next question, easy question, 4 in the house. Let's see what goes on here. This is an easy one. Get your fingers ready. You guys missed out on all the hard questions. What president is on the $1 bill? What president is on the $1 bill? Nope. You got it, Scout. Washington, you're correct. You're correct. Here we go. We're going to spin the wheel again. Scout spin this wheel a few times tonight. I keep thinking she's going to win this thing. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Good luck to you. It was Washington, the correct cherry tree. Yeah. Oh, there it went. Go big 7, 6. Gosh. I'm going to adjust this down just a little bit so we can get a little more tension on there, just so we can make it different, possibly. Just so we get a little different tension on it. Okay. So we go on to the next question. So close, but no cigar. No. Speaking of cigars, my girlfriend took me on a trip to the Dominican Republic. I just got back I've never did a cruise before, but she took me on a cruise, on a 7-day cruise, and I went to the Dominican Republic. And while I was there, I bought some hand-rolled chocolate dipped in cocoa cigars. I don't smoke, but I bought them anyway. Not win a prize, but I am being educated. There you go. That's kind of what we do at the channel. I'm really, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I've done everything from being a lube guy all the way to fleet manager. So I've been in the field for 40 years. I've done everything you can think of: rebuild carburetors, tune-up work, drivability, check engine lights. You name it, I've done it. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do, is pass on my experience to other people and maybe save them a buck. So anyway, think about this one, because this one can get you if you don't think about it. How many tires are on a dually pickup? How many tires are on a dually pickup? How many tires are on a dually pickup? There you go, Scout. You got it right again. 6 tires, 4 in the back, 2 up front. A dually means dual rear tires, 2 tires up front. So a total of 6. So here we go. We're going to spin again. I think next time I better put more than one go big on there and give somebody a better chance of winning. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, this one will be, you're only 4 off. Scout. Hey, did any of you guys come over from the OBS Facebook page by any chance? They allowed me to post over there. I thought we'd get more people over here. But yeah, we posted this over on a Facebook page called OBS for Ford OBS Facebook. You came over from Facebook? Did you get it from the members page over there? Okay, here we go. This one's not too tough, but you might be able to get this one. What was the first name of the creator of the Ford Motor Company? First answer wins. Nope. What is the first name? Nope, it was close. What is the first name of the owner and the generator that created Ford Motor Company? Repeat. What is the name of the person that created Ford Motor Company? Henry Ford. Yes, it was. Now, did you use Google? Be honest, because we had another guy in here that used Google, and he was honest and said, yeah, I cheated. I used Google. Henry Ford is the correct answer. So Canyon Videos, Free Palestine. Call a friend. Can I call a friend? That's funny. That's funny. I didn't think of that. Okay, so let's see who got the answer right. Canyon Videos. Canyon Videos, are you a creator? Are you a YouTube creator as well? Good deal. What kind of channel do you have? Canyon Videos. I'm guessing it's like I make videos of canyons. Now that makes sense. I live by a really cool canyon called the Feather River Canyon. That's amazing. Anyway, okay, we're gonna spin the wheel for you, Canyon. Let's see what you do. If you land on Go Big, let's see if you know what you're getting here. If you land on Go Big, you're gonna win this purple artwork that I created. Go Big Original. Okay, here we go. Good luck to you. Lands on Go Big, you won some artwork. Oh, on 2. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I know what you're going through. The creator life is not an easy one, that's for sure. Takes a lot of effort and a lot of, you got to stick in there. What do I get? You get 0 because you got to land on Go Big. But if you stick around till the end, we're almost there. We only got a couple questions here. We only get a couple people, 2 people. One person's going home with a 11/16 snap-on wrench, and I'm going to go ahead and give away the artwork to the second person. So here we go. This is more an automotive question. And we'll see, and you can just work your way up and down until you get the right amount. So what is reference voltage on a computer controlled car for the sensors? All the sensors have a reference voltage. What is that voltage in volts between 1 and 12? What is reference voltage? No Googling. I know when you guys are Googling is when you take forever to give me the answer. What is reference voltage? 6. Close. Really close. Throw out another guess. It's between 1 and 12. You got it. Canyon Videos. 5 volts is reference voltage for computer controlled cars. So here we go. We're going to spin her up. And Canyon Videos is on board to win the Purple Passion, one of a kind, Go Big artwork. Here we go. I'm going to give it a really good spin just so we get a good... Ah, 7. Purple Passion, oh yeah. So we got 3 people in the house. We're gonna give one last question. Let me think of something real quick. Give me just a moment. I'm just gonna, Canyon Videos, Go Big, ooh, for sure. Let me come up with a question real quick. Let me think off the top of my head. Canyon Videos, I won. No, it has to say Go Big. You see where it says 7? I just put some color on there. You're gonna win anyway, dude. Don't worry about it. It has to be right there where it says Go Big. So when it lands on Go Big, right there, that's a winner. Sorry you didn't understand that. Here's one. See if this might be a good one. This will be our last question, and then we're gonna do the giveaway. So, on a vehicle, today's vehicle, newer vehicles, how many brake lights are there? How many brake lights are there on a vehicle? Very good, Scout. Answered correctly. You guys, the two that are here, stick with us because we're going to, you guys are the only two on the list for the wrench at this point. So, Scout, you're correct. There's a right, left, and a center brake light. So we're going to spin this up for you. Hopefully it lands on go big. Oh, you know, that was the closest it's been all night, and I'm gonna say that's a winner. So we're gonna call Scout, you win the Purple Passion. I think that's only fair. You stuck with us all night, and that was the closest anyone got to go big tonight. So we're gonna send that to you, and so let's do. So we have one. Trying to figure out how we can do this fairly. Let's do this. You guys pick the two. Do we still have two of us here, or is it just you, Scout? Oh, I absolutely will. I'll sign it for you. So if you would write this down, my email, and send me an email with your address on it. So pay attention because it's kind of odd because when I made the email, I spelled it wrong. So it's life, Life, over, Over, 50, F-I, not T-Y, F-I-D, T-Y. Life over 50, F-I-D-T-Y. Life over F-I-D-T-Y at gmail.com. F-I-D as in dog. T-Y. Life, L-I-F-E, over, O-V-E-R, and then 50. F-I-D, F-I-D as in dog, T-Y at gmail.com. Okay, is Chris or Canyon here? Hey, you guys, because I can't see who's here. All I see is the number. So is Chris and Canyon here? Because Scout is willing to allow you guys to spin for the wrench, which I think is pretty nice of her to do that. So please put, what's going on here? So Art, you just missed out. We've had a full 83 minutes of a live. I'm sorry you missed it because we did automotive trivia, and then when you got the question correctly, you got to spin for some artwork, and then at the end we were gonna spin. Whoever answered a question correctly got to spin for the snap-on wrench. But don't feel bad because we're gonna do these once a week, and we had a couple people give us some super thanks, so that helps us go out and get some more stuff. And we're gonna do what do you guys think about? What do you guys think about? Yeah, it's okay though. We'll do it again next week. You can show up next week. We're gonna do another one. What do you guys think about doing t-shirts? I was thinking about getting some Go Big t-shirts made that say Go Big on them. And they're actually kind of cool. I wore mine to Puerto Plata, and everywhere I went, man, everybody's like going, "Hey, go big!" And I was like, "Yeah, go big or go home." That's what everybody knew what it meant. So anyway, they call me Go Big. I run Go Big Garage. Yeah, that's our YouTube channel. But anyway, so Do we still have the two, yeah, let's see this. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Chris or Canyon. So, okay, yeah, I'll do a t-shirt next time then. Chris, is Chris or Canyon here? I can only see like there's two people here. That's all I know. And if Chris and Canyon are not here, speak up if you are. It looks like Art and Scout are here, the only ones here. And I want to stay true to my word. And I think because you stayed here the whole time, Scout, I'm going to go ahead and send you this wrench. It's only fair. And Art, if you want to, if you show up next week, I'm going to have another tool giveaway or a t-shirt giveaway. And we'll do, did you guys like doing did you like the trivia, or would you like to do something different? Do you think the automotive trivia was interesting and fun to do? And what about the wheel? Did you like doing the wheel? Give me some input, Scout, what you thought. And you're not going to hurt my feelings if you say, if you just say, hey, whatever, do something different. You're not hurt my feelings, because I want to do something that people are interested in. And but I thought, we save the wrench for next week? Absolutely. If you want to do that, we can do that. So here we go. This wrench, because Scout is such a nice person to do that, is not being selfish about it. We're gonna do this wrench next week. So next week we're gonna do the similar thing. We're gonna have some questions. I'll try to do some training at the same time. Did you guys like learning a little bit as we go about automotive, where you're learning a little bit as you go? So anyway, that was nice of you, Scout, to do that, to be kind and not be so selfish and save this for next week. So we'll do this next Friday night or Saturday night. I'll put a video out, and you'll get notified. If you're subscribed, make sure you go back and click the little bell, because if you don't hit the bell, you don't get notified when there's new videos or there's a live coming up. So it's best to make. I think the best car is the 1970 Monster. Best car. I've had some pretty good cars. I've had some really hard to beat cars. I've had a Honda that went over 400,000, but when you talk about best car, I think my favorite car. Okay, good. You learned a little bit tonight, and that's my goal. I want to teach people a little bit of something as we go. My favorite car of all time I ever owned was I had a 51 Chevy 3100 series pickup with a 235 in it, and I wish I would have kept it. And then I had a 70 and a half Firebird 400 with a dual scoop hood on it. That was a pretty fast car too. I've had a lot of cars. I couldn't tell you how many cars. I had a Ford Fairlane 500 with a 302. That was pretty nice. Anyway, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and save the wrench, the snap-on wrench, for next week's giveaway. I think what I'll do, Scout, is I will put some more of the Go Bigs on there, so people are more likely, because we'll give away another piece of artwork next year, or next week. So I'll do some more of these, because I can make these for a few bucks, and I don't mind, paying for the shipping at all, because I appreciate you guys showing up for the live. My favorite car was my first car, a Rambler. Yeah, that's a good car. My first car was actually my first vehicle I ever owned. I traded a compound bow for a 1971 Honda XL350 Enduro. Okay, bye, Art. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. And Scout, if you would, let me make sure make sure I got your email. Because I want to make sure. I'm going to fire up my laptop just for a second. Hang tight, okay? Give me just a second. I want to make sure I got your address. Make sure I'm on the right account first. Which one am I on? Okay, Scout, if you would, send me that email. And if you have already sent it, let me know because I want to make sure you got the email address correct. Because I don't see it right now. Okay, good deal. Just make sure you got the email address correct. It's life, Life, over, Over, and then FID as in dog, TY at gmail.com. And I'll get that out in the mail to you as soon as I get your address. Okay? So thanks for showing up. Thanks for just hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate you being here. And I don't have the email. Okay, no problem. Just when you get a second, send me the email, and I'll. And if for some reason something happens, check in next week. And make sure that you got the correct email. I want to make sure that you get your artwork that you deserve. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody being here. I'll see you next week. And if you would subscribe, and if you would share the lives and share the channel, if you would. I'm just trying to create a community, and Okay, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you being here tonight. And like I said, we're going to build a community of people that just hang out and learn together. That's what we're going to do. Okay, take care, and I'll see you next week. And keep a lookout for some video because we got some pretty good videos coming up. All right, take care. As Go Big always says, go big or go home, baby.